Okay, so I've got my camera set up just in the middle of my street. It's a nice, really low light scene. I'm going to try to take the shot in manual mode, of course. But before I do that, I want to show you guys a really cool setting on the Canon or the camera. This is the Canon 6D, and when you go to your menu, you'll see button display options. And when you select that, make sure all three of these are checked off, and I'll show you what that does. Okay, so we're going to get out of that, and what you're going to want to do is push the info button on the back of your camera. Okay, and this is the first screen that's going to pop up. So what you want to do is you want to hit it again, and that will show you if you're level or not. So I've got this set up on a tripod, and I want to make sure that the level is proper. So what you can do is you can change the length of one of the legs on your tripod, obviously, and make sure that it's level. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, and once you find the correct angle, it will show in green, which is perfect. So now I know that my scene is completely lined up. So then what you want to do is you want to push info again, and it will show you all of your settings. Sorry about the blurriness. Okay, so here's what I'm at now. I always shoot in manual, 100% all the time. ISO is 100 because you don't want a high ISO at night, because when you leave your shutter open, it tends to get a little noisy anyways. So right now I'm at f8. You don't really want to go any lower than that. And right now I'm set at 8 seconds. So I want to make sure that got everything exposed properly. So here's what you do. You want a meter. Okay, so I'm 3 stops underexposed, and I got an 8-second shutter here. So what I want to do is I want to extend that to about 25 seconds. We're going to see how this shows up. Okay, so I'm a little over 1 stop underexposed. Okay, so I had it set for 25 seconds, okay, which is pretty long, but we're going to look at it and see how it turned out here. Okay, and that's what we have. It's exposed pretty well. It looks a little overexposed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my f-stop to about f10. We're going to stay at 25 seconds, and then we're going to try it again. Okay, so make sure you're lined up properly. You're in the middle of your scene, so I'm going to move over this way a little bit. Okay, and we're going to try it again. So meter your shot before you take the shot. I'm 2 stops underexposed, which is what I want. And then we're going to see what happens. Okay, so the 25 seconds is up. I'm going to show you what I got, and I'll show you the difference between the two. So this is at f10. Sorry it's blurry, I know it's hard to see. And that's f8. Now you can see the difference there. So f10, f8. Okay, so just going to f10 and keeping the same exposure time of 25 seconds made quite a bit of a difference. Okay, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep the f10 exposure. Okay, that is your self timer right there. You want to make sure it's set at 2 seconds or more, because unless you're using a remote trigger, a remote shutter, you're going to get camera shake, so you want to avoid that at all costs. So at the top there's a button, there's a drive button, okay? You want to push that button, and then you want to change it to, so your one shot, your multi-shot, and then there you go. There's your 2 second, it gives you kind of 2 seconds of grace before the shot fires to avoid any camera shake whatsoever. So you want to do those two things before you start shooting. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this meteor shower, it's expected to be around 2 and 4 a.m. I'm still testing out long exposures in the middle of my street, and I'm getting some pretty cool shots. So I'll show you what I got for settings here. I've got a 20-second exposure time. I'm at f16 because I don't want that light up there to be too bright, but I want to get some nice, sorry for the blur, but I want to get some nice shine from the light. And I don't want it to be too overexposed. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting at 20 seconds in f16 because I don't want the light to, or the exposure time to be too long, but I want it to meter around underexposed by about 1.5 to 2 stops. And I've got my 2-second timer on, which is extremely important, so I'm not going to get any shake. And I'm gonna, at ISO 100, I should point out, because I don't want any more noise than what I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna hit the shutter button, and I'm gonna show you what I get. Okay, so there's the shot. It's nicely exposed. I've got some nice shine on that street light. I'll edit it up in Lightroom tonight, and I'll post it for you guys to see. But I really like how that turned out. Well, I'm looking up, and it looks like there's some clouds rolling in, so it doesn't look too bad right now. But I still got about 2 hours to wait until the meteor shower starts. So it's not looking very positive. So I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna edit the long exposure shots I got so far. Only a couple of them, but I'm gonna go edit them up and see what they look like, and I'll show you guys what I got.